As we continue from mortgage fraud, where lenders are often the victims, we now shift into a critical and often overlooked reality. Sometimes the lender is the predator. While previous sections focused on individuals and organized schemes defrauding financial institutions, predatory lending flips the narrative, placing the borrower in the position of the victim. This transition reinforces a key theme throughout this course. Risk in real estate can come from any direction, and professionals must be prepared to recognize it. Predatory lending is a widely used term that describes lenders who take advantage of financially vulnerable individuals. These may include the elderly, less educated, financially distressed, or those facing urgent life circumstances. Unlike traditional fraud, many predatory lending practices are technically legal, but that does not make them ethical. This creates a unique challenge for real estate professionals. Just because a loan is legally permissible does not mean it is in the client's best interest. Under AAC R4281101, licensees are required to act with honesty, fairness, and in the best interest of their client, which includes recognizing when a financing structure may be harmful. Predatory lending is not limited to one type of loan or borrower. It can occur in subprime mortgages, refinances, home equity loans, and even home improvement financing. While lenders often justify higher rates and fees as compensation for increased risk, these practices have been heavily scrutinized due to their connection to rising foreclosure rates and long-term financial harm. The broader impact of predatory lending extends beyond individual transactions. According to federal housing authorities, these practices can erode trust in the housing market and contribute to economic instability. This ties directly back to earlier discussions on foreclosure and fraud. Many foreclosures are not simply the result of poor financial decisions, but of loan structures that were designed to fail. Understanding common predatory lending practices. Just as we categorized fraud schemes in earlier sections, predatory lending can also be broken down into identifiable patterns. While new variations continue to emerge, the underlying strategies remain consistent: increase cost, reduce transparency, and exploit vulnerability. Excessive interest rates and fees. One of the most common predatory practices is charging excessive interest rates or fees that far exceed industry norms. This may include contractors or lenders financing improvements at inflated rates or embedding excessive fees into the loan structure. For example, charging 8% in loan fees when the industry standard is closer to 1 to 2% significantly increases the borrower's cost and reduces their available equity. This practice directly impacts long-term affordability and often leads to financial distress, even if the borrower initially qualifies for the loan. Loan flipping. Repeated refinancing. Without benefit. Loan flipping occurs when a borrower is encouraged to refinance repeatedly without any tangible benefit. Each refinance generates new fees and costs, gradually stripping the borrower of their equity. While refinancing can be a useful financial tool, it becomes predatory when it is used solely to generate profit for the lender at the borrower's expense. Example: a homeowner refinances multiple times within a short period, each time increasing the loan balance due to fees, ultimately leading to an unsustainable financial position. Unnecessary or misleading loan products. Another common tactic involves charging for products or services that are unnecessary or even fictitious. These may include bogus insurance products or inflated service charges that provide little to no benefit to the borrower. In some cases, borrowers are also steered into loans with balloon payments, which create an artificially low initial payment but result in a large lump sum due later. This often forces the borrower into another refinance, continuing the cycle of debt. Encouraging or facilitating misrepresentation. Predatory lending can also cross into outright fraud when lenders or associated professionals encourage borrowers to misrepresent their financial information. This may include advising borrowers to inflate income, conceal debt, or falsify down payment sources. This practice not only harms the borrower, but also exposes them to legal consequences, reinforcing the importance of ethical guidance from real estate professionals. Discriminatory lending practices. Charging higher interest rates or imposing unfavorable terms based on race, national origin, religion, or other protected characteristics is not only unethical, it is illegal under federal fair housing laws. This connects directly to earlier discussions on fair housing and reinforces the importance of compliance with anti-discrimination laws in all aspects of real estate and lending. Targeting vulnerable borrowers. Predatory lenders often focus on individuals facing financial hardship, such as medical emergencies, unemployment, or overwhelming debt. These borrowers may be more likely to accept unfavorable terms due to urgency or lack of alternatives. Tactics may include pushing cash-out refinances or presenting refinancing as the only solution to financial problems, even when it worsens the borrower's situation. Negative amortization loans, debt that grows over time. One of the most dangerous loan structures involves negative amortization. In this scenario, the borrower's monthly payment does not cover the full interest owed, causing the unpaid interest to be added to the loan balance. Instead of decreasing over time, the loan balance increases, placing the borrower in an increasingly unstable financial position. This type of loan was a significant contributor to the foreclosure crisis and serves as a clear example of how loan structure alone can create risk. Connecting predatory lending to professional responsibility. As we tie this section into the broader course, the pattern becomes clear: environmental risks, structural issues, fraud, and now predatory lending all require the same core skill: awareness. Real estate professionals are not expected to be lenders or financial advisors, but they are expected to recognize when something does not look right. Under AAC R4-28-1101K, agents should recommend that clients seek expert advice when dealing with matters beyond their expertise, particularly in complex financing situations. This is where professionalism becomes protection. By identifying red flags, asking questions, and encouraging transparency, agents can help prevent clients from entering into harmful financial agreements. As we move into the next section, we will bring together all of these concepts: environmental, structural, legal, and financial, and apply them to ethical decision-making in real estate transactions, particularly in high-risk scenarios such as REO and distressed properties. Online discussion. Why can predatory lending practices be difficult to identify compared to traditional fraud? Answer: because many predatory lending practices are technically legal, making them harder to distinguish from legitimate lending without understanding intent, structure, and long-term impact. How does loan flipping harm a borrower over time? Answer: it increases loan costs through repeated fees and reduces equity, often leading to financial instability and potential foreclosure. What role should a real estate agent play when they suspect a client is being offered a predatory loan? Answer: the agent should identify the red flags, avoid giving financial advice, and recommend that the client seek guidance from a qualified lender, attorney, or financial professional.